Well, hello, interpreters. Good to connect with you. And I wanted to a lot of people have been asking me about what life purpose divination is, how it relates to card reading and not, and what it actually does and what it is. And I'm just going to give you a few minutes to tell you how this relates to what you're learning now and what you're working with. So the textbook you're working with right now is this one. You're working with how to read the cards for yourself and others. And so that is actually the compilation of what came before it, which life purpose divination is about. So what I want to tell you very briefly is what it is. So when you look at that title, Life Purpose Divination, it just looks like, okay, it's some kind of title, not really making sense. It's kind of like Blue Jazz Oreo. What is that, right? It's like, titles of like books that sell, but you go, no clue what that means. So life, purpose, and divination. I want you to look at this for a moment, come into this state with me. I want you to look at this for a moment as life, purpose, our purpose, and divination. It's the trilogy. So when we look at our life, i.e., our brain protects us and directs us, keeping us safe at all times, our purpose, the wounding we incurred that created the makeup of our brain, and also the wounding that became our purpose in some ways, helped form our purpose, and then the divination, which is our intuition. And so most of the time, our brain, and you're learning this in the interpreter as you go through these modules, how our brain takes over from our intuition, and when that happens, and you're starting to really get parts of that. Some of you finished it, so you actually got that. What happened with LPD, Life Purpose Divination, is that it was the precursor that really takes you through powerful intuitive tools. Yeah, I just did the video for the red module. That's why it's sitting behind me. And yes, there's a card missing. Because everybody's going, is there a card missing? Yes, there is a card missing. And which card is it? That you write that below, then I'll know that you watched this video. So what I want to say to you is that life purpose divination really takes you through the journey of true intuitive messages and really learning where they're coming from and how they come through you. Because through it being thrown into the unknown and into the ether, all of a sudden you get your intuition has to kick in to save you. So a couple things I want to say about that. We must believe ourselves to believe in ourselves. And I want you to really think about that. That's the journey of life purpose divination. If you've grown up with some personal abuse in your family or some trauma, what happens is it shakes your trust. And not just trust of others, but our self-trust, right? Because a lot of people talk to me about trust. Well, trust really is related to believing ourselves, right? So, I believe myself becomes I know it. I know that I believe myself. I know I'm telling my truth. So even if they tell me what's going on didn't happen, I know it did. So believe yourself. Believe that your story is the true story. I've had so many people who say to me, I was abused and it was denied. Well, that's part of this journey is we have to believe ourselves. And then what happens? We believe in ourselves. And that means we invest. And I really want to take this time to say thank you, because what you've invested in with the interpreter level 1 is really a sense of in learning how to interpret some of those messages. If you're interested in going deeper, Life Purpose Divination is that exact course. It is the course that is there's the buzzwords download, there's the 5 keys to your intuition. These are freebies that come with the course. There's so many little things in it that really are mind-blowing. And for me, Life Purpose Divination, it really kind of goes on level with this and the interpreter course. I have to tell you, like interpreter and Life Purpose Divination are kind of like, which one? Because people say to me, which one should I take? And I'm like, both. But because I believe that the journey you take in level 1 is profound. And the journey you go on in Life Purpose Divination is diving under the wave, under who you are, discovering how you swim through your chakra and discover your true purpose. And it's really an interesting thing. And I will say this to you. One of the things I strongly believe is that our purpose is a platform that we're standing on, not a direction we're going. And to illustrate that, one woman, obviously you've heard, some of you have heard the story before, but one woman came to me and said, I'm really disappointed. I found out my purpose was to be a good wife and mom. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? That's fantastic. I'm like, I'd love that purpose, having that solid foundation. And she went, yeah, but I really wanted it to be, an artist and write a book. And I said, that doesn't, I don't know what you mean. She said, well, I wanted my purpose to be to write a book. I said, oh, you've lost the interpretation of it. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, your purpose is the foundation of your life. You are a great wife and mom. You can write a book from that. You see, that's her gift that she's standing on. That's her strength. That's her root. That's what she draws strength from. So your purpose is always going to be where you draw your strength from. And it's very magical when you find it. When you really get it, it's a game changer. And I have to say the word peace enters my mind. Anyway, I hope you'll consider checking out Life Purpose Divination. I think you'll really get a huge aha, and there are some fun things we have ahead coming up later in the year, and I know I'll tell you guys about it too. But I want to thank you for joining level 1, and I'm looking forward to working with some of you in further evolution with your own work. Much love, everyone. Bye for now.